Welcome on back to another week here of Sports Memo Today, where we get you that actionable information in 30 minutes or less. And as you see to the side of me, well, we only have one guest today. So if we go over 30 minutes, it probably means that Don Buster is our guest. No, we got Jesse Schule on today, the Iceman. Going to be talking a little NBA play-in action with our man Jesse Schule. And funny enough, if you head on over to sportsmemo.com, he's one of our $2 Tuesday handicappers. He's got a game of the week. He's on a 14-6 run in Major League Baseball, 70% year to date on the baseball slate. So he's got a top-rated play coming up here tonight that you can get for $2, or up the ante and get a play alongside Pure Lock and Tim Michael. You can grab that for just $5 over at sportsmemo.com. Not too shabby here on a $2 Tuesday. You can get 3 cappers for just $5. And with our friends over at Wager Talk, Dave Koken, the legend, is our $2 Tuesday handicapper over there. He's got a MLB best bet. And in Major League Baseball, when Dave Koken talks, you best be listening, because since 2019, number one on the diamond at Wager Talk is the legend himself, Dave Koken. So all of those plays available. You can grab all that for $7. Spend $2 over at Wager Talk, $5 over at Sports Memo, and you got 4 different plays in action. One of them an NBA play, 2 MLB plays, and one on the ice from Tim Michael. Not too bad. All right, let's get into it. Welcome in, my man, Jesse Schule. Glad to know that he is ready and raring to go, because he's just a warrior. Even when he's sick, he's fighting to come on these shows to get you actionable info. That's the Jesse Schule difference. So, Jesse, I say we get right into it, this play-in tournament. I know you get excited when these games come around, especially when the playoff comes around and you can really ISO in on some of these cards and some of these plays. But the Raptors and the Bulls, we're seeing Raptors as decent favorites, over a basket and some change with them laying 5 as they're taking on the Bulls. How are you going to be betting this game?
Well, Dan, this is an interesting matchup. There's a lot of history here, not really between these two teams, but with players and coaches. And we have DeMar DeRozan returning to Toronto. You might remember back in 2017, DeMar DeRozan was the Raptors' leading scorer. That year, the Raptors finished just 2 points out of first in the Eastern Conference, but they lost to LeBron James in the playoffs. It lost to the Cavs in the playoffs once again, and that cost Coach Dwayne Casey his job, and the Raptors sent DeMar DeRozan packing. And then what did they do? They picked up Nick Nurse, and they won the NBA championship the next year. This guy cashed in on that, was one of the few guys that bet on the Raptors to beat the Warriors that year, and I also had Kawhi winning the MVP. Anyways, so DeMar DeRozan back for a revenge game in Toronto. The problem with DeMar DeRozan, though, is the reason they got rid of him is he's a bit of a choker in big games, especially in the playoffs. He currently owns the worst plus-minus in the playoffs in the NBA. He's not known to come up in these big games. And you got an advantage for the coaching for the Toronto Raptors. Nick Nurse, 25-16 career record in the playoffs. Billy Donovan is just 19-27 in the playoffs. The Raptors, they've won 11 of their last 12 home games. The home team is 6-0 straight up in the last 6 head-to-head meetings. Toronto did win the season series. Now, some of those were close games, and they are laying 5 points here, but Toronto has the playoff prowess. They still have Fred VanVleet and Pascal Siakam left over from that championship squad. I like Toronto here. I did see some rumors on Twitter that VanVleet was questionable, and I'm just going to come right out and say it. I don't buy it. I think he's playing. For those of you who watched the NBA Finals in 2018 in Game 4, when he was laying on the floor and blood was pouring out of his eye, got socked in the face, and he didn't miss a beat, ended up scoring 22 points in the clinching Game 6, hit 5 threes. I don't think that guy's sitting out in an elimination game. I don't care what's wrong with him. So I'm going to take the Raptors minus the 5, and that's the way it's going to be.
Laying the spot, our man, Jesse Schule. Check that out. Jesse, I know you got the $2 Tuesday play locked and loaded, but that one coming on the diamond, I know you're probably also eyeing some NBA action this weekend. So when people head on over to your page to get that $2 play, you have anything else locked and loaded as we move through the week here?
I got a total available for tonight's play-in game, the Miami Heat and the Atlanta Hawks. And I've got a Champions League match kicking off in about 45 minutes, actually.
There you go. So grab that now. And also, if you want, you can use the code TRYSM over at Jesse Schule's page. If it's your first time ever joining us here, it's your first time ever purchasing picks over at sportsmemo.com. Use that code TRYSM, all one word, TRYSM. It'll slash 50% off your first purchase at sportsmemo.com. All right, we got him one. I know you also have another one that you're eyeing, Jesse, tonight. So you gave him a side play. How about we talk a little total, and maybe we can get this one done nice and early as you're looking for a first half play in OKC and New Orleans. What are we looking at?
Well, I'm looking at the under 117.5. I had the intention to be playing a lot of unders in these play-in games. People got to keep in mind these are elimination games. So, you can't treat this like it's game one of a playoff series or a regular season game. You got to expect more intensity on defense. Last year in the play-in, there was only one game that went over 225 total points. And as much as you might think of Oklahoma City and New Orleans as over teams, that's not what the numbers are telling us. These teams have gone under in 3 of the last 4 head-to-head meetings. And the one game that went over went to overtime. The last game between these two teams was in March. Oklahoma City won that game 110-96. New Orleans, you think of them as a high-flying team. They've gone under in 20 of their last 27 overall. Like I said, somebody's going home here. I don't expect any easy buckets. We like that under 117.5 for the first half.
And Jesse Schule is a true man of the people. Both of these games going tomorrow, depending on when you're listening. This is dropping here on Tuesday afternoon. We're here live on the Sports Memo YouTube page. You can grab this one through Wednesday's evening action. One of those games at 7, the other at 9:30. Both of those Eastern time starts. You can hop in and probably grab that before the line moves. Jesse Schule has a tendency to be alongside those line moves. Get you some of those CLV trophies. Get you home some winners as well. You can also grab his $2 play MLB game going today alongside Pure Lock and Tim Michael. Spend $5 and get all 3 of their best bets for just $5 over at sportsmemo.com. That's going to do it for us. I promised you actionable info in 30 minutes or less. How about 10 minutes or less? That's what we're able to do here alongside my man, the Iceman. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. If you did, all we ask you to do, hit that like button, hop below in the comments. Let us know if you agree, if you disagree, what's some of your best bets for this play-in tournament, and as we move forward through the NBA playoffs as well. We'll be talking to you here on Thursday. Going to have another loaded show coming your way when JM Sports and Eric Pauly join me this Thursday, presumably talking a little MLB, a little NBA. You don't want to miss that, so make sure you hit that subscribe button to never miss any of the great shows here at Sports Memo or at Wager Talk. And until then, I'm your host, Dan Alexander, wishing you best of luck. We'll see you Thursday right here on Sports Memo Today.